Thanks for being here tonight. My name is Shelley, and we get to spend the next few minutes together just creating a little more calm in what might be considered a chaotic world. I switched up my location a little bit. I got a little comfortable on my bed instead of on the floor. So I'm giving you that same invitation and permission to maybe switch up where you're meditating, and you can do this meditation lying down, seated, in a chair, on your bed, on a couch, wherever you are. I just want you to find a comfortable seat. So grounding down through your sits bones or through your feet if you're standing, or maybe if you're on your back, just allowing your spine to press into the earth. And go ahead and just close your eyes for a moment and take in your body and your space and your breath in this moment. One of my favorite meditation apps is Insight Timer, and I have been doing some different meditation courses on that app. So if you are interested in delving in a little bit more into meditation or wanting to deepen your meditation practice, I highly recommend that app. It just offers a lot of tools and information. But my own little meditation that I was doing talked about non-doing. And this might seem like an interesting concept, especially in a world of to-do lists and busyness. I want you to think for the next few moments, if you ever put on your to-do list or your checklist an opportunity to do nothing. And as you're thinking about that, if you think, well, yeah, I like to relax and unwind and watch my favorite Netflix show, or I have this awesome book that I start to read, or maybe even a nap. Those are actually not non-doing. Those are still doing things that can be somewhat of a distraction or even a numbing or a coping technique. None of those things are bad. They are all really good in their own way. But I want you to consider the possibility of non-doing. And maybe just take a few moments to consider what that might look like if we were non-doing. And we talk about another foundational skill of meditation as being non-judging. And we get this crazy monkey mind and this chatter happening in our brain, and we are really just trying to look at it without a judgment of, oh, that's a good thought, or that's a bad thought, or this is this and that is that. We try to really create a neutrality there and non-judgment. And the second step or foundational step in meditation is this non-doing. Do we have to be doing something at every single moment, or can we come into a place of letting the mind and the body just be quiet for a moment? Doesn't have to be very long. And notice what that feels like. So that is our meditation practice for this evening. Or maybe if you're doing this in the middle of the day, wherever you are, we're going to dive into the practice of non-doing. So if the eyes are already closed, go ahead and keep them there. And I want to allow for just a little bit of movement before we get into this quietness of the physical body as well. So if you needed to stretch those arms out and up, maybe adding a little twisting. Maybe you could do a few little neck circles, or even just a hinging from the hips, a little forward folding, or a seated cat-cow. All those things are great. Maybe a little shoulder roll, shoulder shrugging, or maybe even just that little shaking. Just shake everything out. When you've gotten that all out, right? Go ahead and just settle in. And we are not doing a specific pranayama today or breath practice. I would just invite you to allow the breath to come in and allow the breath to go out. And if it is helpful to get into this place of non-doing, to create a small affirmation with the breath to allow yourself to quiet the mind first, go ahead and state to yourself, I breathe in, I breathe out. And sometimes just using those words of I breathe in, I breathe out helps us to start to create a centeredness. And allow there to be a gentle softening throughout the physical body. We don't want to find ourselves slouching or rounding or caving forward, but just noticing if there's any pockets of tension or stress that we're holding on to. Just kind of ease those out, whether it's through an exhale directed towards that particular part of the body. And in doing so, coming back to that first invitation of finding a comfortable seat. If the body and the mind are agitated, that place of non-doing can become a challenge. Let the breath continue. Perhaps noticing a lengthening of the inhale and an expanding of the exhale. And just trusting that in this moment, that there is nowhere else that you need to be. There's nothing else that you need to be doing. And the only place that your attention is needed is right here with yourself in this moment. And just trusting that all of the distractions and the ways that we stay busy will be there as soon as you open your eyes and leave this meditation. But for now, or just for today or for this moment, the act of non-doing is the priority. This place of non-doing is a rejuvenation for the body. It is as healthy for us to create moments of non-doing, just as it is healthy for us to take a walk or exercise or eat healthy food. Continue to let the breath come in and release out. And as we bring this meditation to a close, allow the eyes to flutter back open. We stayed in that place of non-doing for maybe 3 minutes. So this might be a good place to just check in if today 3 minutes was really good, if it was a struggle, or maybe if you could have done the non-doing for a little bit longer. Going back to that first foundation of the non-judgment. There's not a judgment around our practice, but just that noticing. I would invite you to take this idea of non-doing and figure out how it could fit into your day. whether it's rewatching this meditation, whether it's at a stoplight, or perhaps before you fall asleep at night, just allowing some space and some time for that non-doing to rejuvenate yourself. Thank you for spending some time with me and for meditating. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.